Don't throw away your old drill batteries just yet. What do most people do when a drill battery stops working after sitting unused for months? The answer is almost always the same. They throw it away and buy a new one. But today, I'm going to test an idea that I bet 99% of drill owners have never even considered. If it works, this dead battery may have a lot more life left in it than anyone expects. The result honestly surprised me. Let's get started. Inside this battery box, I have two identical drill batteries. One still works perfectly. The other one appears completely dead. To understand the difference, let's put both of them into the charger. The first battery slides into place and immediately the charging indicator changes from green to red. That tells us the charger recognizes the battery and begins charging normally. Now let's try the second battery. The battery locks into the charger exactly the same way. But this time, the green light never changes. It stays green the entire time. No charging, no response, nothing. This is actually a very common symptom when a battery has been left unused for too long. Sometimes the cells are not completely damaged. Instead, the voltage drops so low that the protection circuit inside the battery pack shuts everything down. Using a small piece of sandpaper, I gently remove oxidation and dirt from the contact surfaces. Slow strokes, light pressure. Fresh metal gradually appears underneath. Good electrical contact is extremely important because even a small amount of corrosion can increase resistance and affect charging performance. Next, I spray a small amount of WD-40 onto a cloth. Then I wipe the battery contacts thoroughly. WD-40 helps remove dirt, moisture, and surface contamination that can build up over time. If you look closely, the contacts already look much cleaner than before. Now comes the interesting part. To wake up the dead battery, I need to transfer a small amount of energy from the healthy battery. For that, I prepare two wires in different colors so it is easier to identify positive and negative. Then I prepare 4 metal washers. The insulation is stripped from both ends of the brown wire. One washer is attached to each end. The copper strands are twisted tightly and secured firmly around the metal. Now I repeat the same process with the yellow wire. At this point, we have 2 simple jumper wires. Nothing complicated, just wire and metal washers. But these washers fit perfectly inside the charging slots of the battery pack. That makes them ideal temporary contact points. Now the healthy battery is placed beside the faulty one. The washers slide into the charging terminals. Positive connects to positive, negative connects to negative. This step is extremely important. Always double-check polarity before making the connection. Reversing the polarity can damage the battery management system. Once everything looks correct, we simply wait. The healthy battery now transfers a small amount of voltage into the sleeping battery. The goal is not to charge it completely. We only want to raise the voltage enough for the protection circuit to wake up again. After about 5 minutes, it is time to see what happened. I connect a small LED test light to the battery terminals, and immediately the LED lights up. That is a very good sign. Just a few minutes ago, this battery could not power anything. Now it is producing usable voltage again. At this point, I'm starting to feel optimistic. So let's try something even more interesting. The battery goes back into the drill. The trigger is pulled, and the drill responds immediately. The motor spins normally. Even the battery level indicator lights up again. That means the battery management system is awake and communicating properly. But I wanted to take this experiment further. Many people may not have washers available, so what if we use other metal objects? Let's find out. First, I take 2 ordinary paper clips. They are inserted into the charging terminals just like the washers. The connection is made between both batteries again. To verify conductivity, I attach a small light bulb to the paper clips. The bulb lights up immediately. That proves the paper clips are successfully transferring electrical current from one battery to the other. Now, let's try another object. This time I use 2 utility knife blades. Just like before, they fit into the charging slots and create temporary contact points. The batteries are connected, the test light is attached, and once again the bulb lights up without any problem. The blades perform exactly the same function. They simply act as conductors. Finally, let's test something almost everyone has nearby: a pair of metal keys. The keys slide into the charging slots. The connection is made carefully. The batteries are linked together, and once again the test light illuminates. The result is exactly the same. At this point, a pattern becomes very clear. The important thing is not the specific object itself. It is the ability of that object to conduct electricity and fit securely into the charging terminals. Washers, paper clips, knife blades, keys, all of them are simply acting as temporary conductive bridges. Now that the battery has been successfully awakened, it is time for the real test. The battery returns to the original charger. The charger checks the battery. For a moment, the green light stays on. Then suddenly, it changes to red. That small color change is actually the most important moment of this entire project, because now the charger recognizes the battery again. The protection circuit is awake. The charging process has officially started. After allowing the battery to charge fully, we can finally see what it is capable of. The battery locks back into the drill. First, I test it on a piece of wood. The drill cuts through easily. Plenty of power, no hesitation. Next, I move to heavier materials. The drill continues working normally. And honestly, it is hard to believe this is the same battery that appeared completely dead earlier. Sometimes the difference between throwing something away and saving it comes down to understanding how it actually works. A battery that looks dead is not always permanently damaged. Sometimes it is simply sleeping. And with a little diagnosis and the right approach, it can often be brought back to life. By the way, where are you watching from today? Have you ever recovered a drill battery using a similar method? Or do you have another technique that works well? Let us know in the comments, because we can all learn from each other. If you enjoyed this project and want to see more practical workshop repairs, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.